Morning. Well, it's afternoon. We just had a rain. I just love how this summer and this spring has turned out more tropical-like than Midwest-like. We've had a lot of rain. The temperatures have been fairly on the normal side. Uh, Not quite the extremes that we generally get. But the big thing is that it's been cooling down in the evenings. What I wanted to talk about today was some information from this book that has helped me in how I grow my uh, Papua New Guinea orchids, Laturias. The orchid that I'm talking specifically, which I will get to, comes from this region, and it is a spot in the Spatulata division or the Spatulata section of Dendrobiums. Now, this is a really good book. If you can find this by Andre Millar, there's a dendrobium named after Andre Millar, Laturia dendrobium. But this book has a lot of information, and it does talk about the habitat there, what specific orchids grow in which environment, which area of Papua New Guinea. And this talks about the savanna and how discolored Dendrobium discolor, which is a very popular orchid, antelope type that I would love to have, that is in the savanna. And so you can research the savanna and see what their conditions are. It also talks about the orchids that are in the rainforest, such as Dendrobium johnsonii, Dendrobium spectabile. Yeah, talks about how they grow in that native environment. And then it talks about the swamp areas that where some particular orchids grow along the areas and trees along particular swamps. And that is the one orchid that I'm going to be talking about in particular today, one that I have been fascinated with for a long time but have struggled to grow. It is one of the most beautiful and one of the most historical dendrobiums as far as the ones that were used in hybridization and ones that were first imported over to Britain and then to the United States. Being, I believe, one of the first ones was Lineale, which is Lineale is an antelope type, which was one of the very first ones to come over. Well, anyway, this is Lineale. And they are tall, sturdy plants, very tough leaves, thick canes. They withstand hot temperatures in the summer, lots of water as they run along. They hang over on branches over the streams and in the swamps where they are at. And then in the wintertime, it is very dry. So that is how they grow, and they still get those hot temperatures all year round. But the plant that I am talking about is Dendrobium lasianthera, which grows along in that swamp area that I was showing you in the picture. And specifically, it is known for its beautiful flowers, as you can see. Now, these are specific. This is this one of. These are all particular clones. Some of these are actually naturally occurring, as in this one runs along the May River, and there's another one that runs along, yeah, this one that is septic. There's a septic river. So if it's not a septic river, there's an area called septic in New Guinea. But to make a long story short, I've been trying for years to, number one, find these plants, and then number two, to try to grow them to get some blooms, knowing going in that they require extreme conditions and are large plants. So my history with this plant in trying to grow it has been that I have struggled with it, that the plants have lasted maybe a half of a season and then have promptly died in the pot. So that was until I saw a video on YouTube. I can't remember what it is now, but someone that's in Hawaii, and he grows antelopes, a lot of these big antelopes, and he grows them mounted. And so I bought another Lasianthera, which is right here. This is Lasianthera May River Red. So I've had this I got this last fall, and I just mounted it up in May. So I had it over the winter, and I mounted it in May as I saw the roots were starting to green up more. And so now, since I mounted it in May, I've seen these little growths starting to pop up. So, and then I noticed this big fat new growth over here that just came out of nowhere. So, while I haven't killed this plant yet, I ended up finding a few more of these. Being Dendrobium Blue Twinkle crossed with Dendrobium Lasianthera Septic Blue. And I mounted that one up, as you can see, although that is a cross with Dendrobium Twinkle, which is a smaller dendrobium, sort of a Phalaenopsis Laturia cross, or no, Dendrobium Phalaenopsis antelope cross, I believe. But you can see how the canes are much fatter, so the Lasianthera is coming out, as it does have those big club-shaped canes, whereas Blue Twinkle does not. But the roots are really nice on this plant. There are still some green root tips. This has just been recently remounted, so it is not attached to the mount. And then I also got this, which is another Dendrobium Lasianthera May River. I mounted it on this piece of wood, and it is still looking nice. It is still looking nice. Like I said, it's a freshly remounted, but it is still looking nice. And a lot of that has been due to the frequent rain that we have been getting. Like I said, we just got a rain, and it rained earlier this morning. And I have been I've been watering these frequently, and since they are actively growing, I have been fertilizing them. These probably twice a week with a week solution of CalMag and just my grow mix, Maxigrow. But yeah, that was what I wanted to talk about today. And thank you for tuning in to another edition of An Orchid A Day. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and push the like button. Thanks for watching.